Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests in the room.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Starting off with the business session for today's meeting. So the first announcement that I have is from the Vice President Education Toastmaster Bhavani's side, and these are the roles that have been booked for next week. Next Monday, that is the 16th of September. 3 speech slots have been booked, respectively one by Toastmaster Bhavana, one by Toastmaster Shreya, and the other one by Toastmaster Veerabhadra. The role of Master of Ceremonies has been taken up by Toastmaster Shivaprasad. Other than this, all the other roles, Table Topics Master, General Evaluator, and the individual evaluators are open. If you are interested, please contact Toastmaster Pavni to book your roles. The second announcement is about the upcoming contests happening on the 23rd of September, namely the Table Topics and the Evaluation contests happening at the club level. And there are no such restrictions like the International Speech Contest has, that you should have completed your level 2 to participate in them. Anybody, any member of our club who's in good standing can participate in these contests. And let me tell you that giving a table topic response or an evaluation in a regular meeting and doing it in a contest is a completely different experience. And not just that, the winners, the first and second place winners of both the contests, will go on to represent the club at the area contest that will happen next month in October. Area contest, namely you will be representing our club in a combination of, in a contest between 4 clubs. And then you win in that, you go to the division level. So it's very, very exciting. All our members to get a great experience, to get the best out of what you've paid for this, to participate in these contests. And the third and final announcement that I have is from the Vice President Membership Toastmasters Sindhushri's side, and it is about the renewals for the next 6 months, that is from October to March 2025. The membership renewal is now open and the payment is 930 rupees per month, and it totals up to 5,580 for 6 months. So once you've made the payment, you will have to share the screenshot with Toastmaster Sai Snell, our treasurer, and our Vice President Membership Toastmaster Sindhushri as well. And the deadline to do the same is 30th of September 2024. The bank account details have once again been shared this morning, and please note that we prefer e-transfers, and other modes of payment can get a little more difficult for us. So please do renew your membership at the earliest to continue reaping the benefits of being a member of Mekoni Communication Club. With that, we can conclude the business session. Over to the Sergeant at Arms.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests.
Good evening.
The theme for today's meeting, it's not that deep. That's what she said. PP, don't get triggered. We still have 2 more members talking on the theme. Let's let's all sink in.
I asked you to check.
Yeah. So I can see Vaishnavi already losing it, so let's all be on a straight face and understand the meaning that's written. Sometimes simple things are just simple. Like a classic advice, stop and smell the roses. No, that's deep. It appreciates the little things in life. But let's be honest, what if you're allergic to roses? And then people love to complicate things. Sometimes when they stare at an empty white wall and they say, the emptiness symbolizes the void within us all. Bro, it's just a wall. Maybe it needs a new coat of painting. Why do you have to turn every moment into a philosophical debate? So let's embrace the fact that not everything is deep. Sometimes a sandwich is just a sandwich, and that's perfectly fine. And a wise man once said that if you feel you're deep inside the water, come to the surface and you'd be surprised to see how shallow the water is. With that said, I hope everyone to be in their wildest of thoughts and enjoy this meeting. And I'd like to introduce one special person who radiates his charm and humor. He is a US CPA aspirant and loves sports. especially outdoors. So let's welcome the president of our club, Toastmaster Shiva.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saketh, for that introduction. And thank you for coming to our meeting today, especially he has an exam in 10 days and he has come to just perform his role. So what matters is to attend the meetings. It's not that deep. So with that, let us start by addressing the guests in the room. So I just see one guest in the room. So let us ask him to just stand up from wherever he is and tell us a little bit about himself and how he's come to know about Toastmasters in general. Yes.
Hello guys, my name is Tanesh and I'm currently studying in my BCom second year in PES, and actually my sister is studying to dancing, so she was introduced to Toastmasters over that, and I got to know about Toastmasters and I thought hey, it would be good to improve my CV and my profile, so I was just searching like what are the best Toastmaster clubs in Bangalore. I found out this. Actually, I did come to this club like I guess 2 weeks back to inquire, but I was late. I came around 6:40 I guess, so the doors were closed. I waited till like around 7:30. Then due to some other personal commitments, I couldn't manage that at 2 weeks. Now I got time to come, and I'm actually interested. And I was like very great to see the bond that you have. So I'm interested to join this club. Thank you.
Welcome Tanesh, and you're definitely at the right place, and please do remember our doors are always open for the guests. So with that, let us have the minutes of the previous meeting number 1280 from our secretary, Toastmaster Latha.
Good evening everybody. Here are the minutes of meeting number 1280, which was held on 2nd September 2024. The theme was Light the Path. Word of the week, Odyssey. The business session started at 6:31 p.m., which was chaired by the President Toastmaster Shivaprasad. In the business session, the following points were addressed. The Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Pavni, mentioned on the roles booked and open for meeting number 1281, and the interested members are requested to contact them for the same. VP of Education Toastmaster Pavni reminded us that the club contest on evaluation table topics will be conducted on 23rd September, and interested members can sign up by contacting her. President Toastmaster Shivaprasad Sharma mentioned the next renewal cycle for October 2024 to March 2025 is open, and the members need to pay rupees 5,580, that is at 930 rupees per month for next 6 months, to Mekong Communication Club, and the details are provided in the club how to make the payments. President Shivaprasad Sharma also made one small correction about the roles taken, where the Grammarian was Toastmaster Madhusudan. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Shreya started the meeting with an introduction of the theme and later handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Shivaprasad Sharma. President Toastmaster Shivaprasad Sharma opened the meeting, spoke on the theme, and introduced the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Pavni Babu. Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Pavni, spoke on the theme, introduced the following role takers for the day. Timer, Toastmaster Rachana, R Counter, Toastmaster Bhavna, Remaining Toastmaster Akshay, and PP Evaluator, Toastmaster Madhusudan. DTM Sudesh OP conducted an educational session on being an impactful critic. He spoke about how to evaluate a speech and the differences between pathway speech and a contest speech. The table topics session was conducted by Toastmaster Sakshi and had 10 speakers in total. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Ravi Kumar, and the winners of the week were Best Role Takers TAPG, Grammarian Toastmaster Akshay, Best Role Taker MTG, Table Topics Master Toastmaster Sakshi, and Best Table Topic Speaker Toastmaster Chetan. The President closed the meeting at 8:43 p.m., which was followed by the national anthem. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latha. Are there any changes proposed to the minutes of the previous meeting? If not, I consider them as accepted and open meeting number 1280. I find it funny how every week there is some philosophical or motivational theme, and I dig deep into the theme and try to bring out an outrageous meaning. but this week I'm supposed to say that it's not that deep. Well, let me tell you all a story. I was in 6th standard in school, obviously, and I was 10, 11 years old. And at that point, even though I hate to admit it, just like a few people in this room, maybe Toastmaster Chetan or Toastmaster Vaishnavi or Toastmaster Shreya, I was a bit of a geek, a bit of a nerd, especially when it came to the subject social science. And in 6th standard, for the very first time, I encountered an interesting situation. A completely uninterested teacher. Right? She would come, read out from whatever was there in the textbook, and she would say, write your own notes, study for the exam, and come back. I was irritated. I was a little put off by this. All my other classmates couldn't care less. She's doing something, let us bear through the class. But I was irritated. History, civics, you have to teach properly. I went back home and I promptly told this in front of my parents. One social studies teacher has come, doesn't teach properly. Fast forward to the day of the parents-teachers meeting. Now, most students on this day are tense and nervous. I couldn't care less about that meeting. And both my parents have arrived on that day. After school, this meeting commences. So now I want you to imagine a huge auditorium and all the teachers of all the classes are sitting at their respective tables on both the sides in that auditorium. And parents are queuing up to meet whichever teacher they are interested in. So this is happening there, and I am outside with my friends playing some game. And while this was happening, one friend comes running out, screaming, Shiva, Shiva! Inside, your father is on fire, Shiva. Suddenly, I can't make out what is happening here. And he tells me that social science teacher, she is finished today. So horrified, I accompany my friend back into the auditorium, and there I witness a scene that I've never seen before. My father is standing there in front of the teacher. The rest of the auditorium is pretending that the parent-teachers meeting is going on, pretended to be not interested, but they are looking this way. And he's talking to her. Oh, I know what my son is, what are you doing? And that teacher is sitting there with her head bowed down. All of a sudden I said, what have I done? Maybe all the teachers sitting in that room, they are thinking Shivaprasad has unleashed his father upon this poor teacher to take revenge. All my friends are thinking he is not strong enough to go and complain to the headmistress, he has brought his father. And I lost my head there. I went so far as to tell my father, you are banned from coming to any more parent-teachers meeting in the future. And from that day onwards, the only person who would attend those meetings would be my mother. She'd come, listen, and go back home. And I wanted to say this on the day of the installation when both my parents were there, but my speech went on too long. So I'll say it anyway today. After that meeting in 6th standard, I had told my father, less like they say in the show Office, no more meetings. But after that meeting on that day, the meeting on the day of the installation was when I asked him to come to a meeting actually. And I see this in a way of me having grown up, of me being a lot less insecure about my own image. That, my father will come, he will say something, he will do something, and everything will be ruined. So that little boy who was in school was devastated after that meeting. After that meeting, all my friends, my classmates would keep telling me, Shiva, your father is amazing. That guy was devastated. Today, I feel I reacted a bit too much. If I could go back and talk to that boy, I'd tell him that it's not that deep, really. You don't have to take situations that seriously. And these things will pass too in the future. My fellow Toastmasters, even to this day, at times I've been in Toastmasters for over 2.5 years now. At 2 a.m. in the night, I wake up. That day, that table topic response, you were given the topic, what superpower would you like to have? What did you say? And I can't speak. But that is when I have to remind myself that, you know what, it's not that deep, really. And it reminds me of another situation about a year back, exactly. My mentor in Toastmasters assigned me to be the mentor of another person in Toastmasters who joined the club about a year ago. And being her mentor, my job was to speak to her on phone calls, etc. And she'd speak to me not even in sentences or words, she'd make sounds on the call. Hi. Yeah. Okay. And from that, a year later, I can confidently tell you, not only does she speak in full sentences, but her speeches are the exact opposite of that theme. They are really deep and meaningful at the same time. And not just that, she also handles the YouTube channel for our club. And I must say that this person has grown into something that you can say a better version of herself. And I'm really proud of her for that. She's currently pursuing her bachelor's degree in computer science from Dayanand Sagar University. She's an avid reader who enjoys traveling, and she considers herself a very artsy person. Singing, dancing, painting, writing, you name it, she's good at it. But if there's one art she hasn't mastered yet, it is the art of public speaking. And to do that, she is here at Toastmasters. Please give it up for our debutant Master of Ceremonies, Toastmasters Shreya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva, for that very lovely and also very exposing introduction. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So, last week at my college, they held auditions for the cultural teams, music team, dance team, MC, stuff like that. Now, I never auditioned for anything before because in first year I ended up getting a fever, and then in second year I was just too afraid, and so I chickened out. But this year I have a friend who's on the music team, and she really pushed me to go on auditioning, and I told her, okay, I will audition this time. They told us one day before that we have auditions the next day. So first of all, I was very time crunched on getting practice. On top of that, I was sick, so I couldn't practice that much. I'm talking about music, by the way. I was going to audition for music. So I was sick, and I didn't practice that much because I didn't want to strain my voice and lose my voice before the audition. So the day of the audition, I went with another friend of mine who was also auditioning. And when it was my turn to actually sing, I was literally praying, please, don't let my voice crack, please. But it was just my luck that in the middle of my song, my voice cracked. And I did the worst possible thing that you can do when you're auditioning, and I stopped singing. I was so embarrassed. I could feel my face burning up. I could feel it turning red. And honestly, thinking about it now also kind of makes me a bit embarrassed. But the team was very sweet, and they ended up giving me a second chance. They were like, okay, go choose a different song and come sing again. Long story short, I got into the final rounds. I didn't get selected for the team, which is okay. But they asked me to audition again next month when the CET students come to college. So I might still have a chance, who knows. But I want to rewind back to the moment where I stopped singing and I felt so embarrassed. Let's imagine, what if I had just immediately ran out of that room without even having to listen to what they said. I wouldn't even have known that they were going to give me another chance, right? Or what if I had gotten the second chance, but I was so embarrassed and I was thinking about it so much that I left without taking it. I wouldn't have known that I was good enough to get into the final round. The only reason that I actually ended up taking that second chance was because of my friend who was with me there. She told me, Shreya, it's not that deep. No one's going to think about this in another month. They won't even remember your name. Just go and sing, and you don't know what will happen then. Stop thinking about it. And yeah, that was the only reason why I ended up taking that chance. And it led to me being more confident in my abilities. This happens to everyone, right? All of us get embarrassed at some point or another, multiple times. I actually, in college, in the auditorium, I went to take a prize for something, and while walking down the stairs, I fell in front of everyone, in front of the entire auditorium. But the only person who's thinking about it right now is me, right? No one else remembers that happened. We spend a lot of time thinking about things that happened to us Not even on purpose, right? All of these embarrassing things usually happen because they're not in our control. And we spend a lot of brain power thinking about them when actually we should just move on because it's not that deep. No one's actually going to think about this except you. So, what's the point in thinking about it if only you're thinking about it, right? I think everyone here knows a person called Ralph C. Smedley. He basically started Toastmasters in Santa Ana, California at the YMCA because he found that people there were lacking communication skills and leadership skills. But I like to think that he saw all those people having small embarrassing moments like these and wanting them to overcome it and learn how to get past it. He started this organization 100 years ago in 1924, and now at the present day it has over 2,70,000 members spanning across 14,000 clubs in 150 countries. And out of them, one club is Mekon Communication Club, our club. And big props to Mekon because without this club, I would never have auditioned in the first place this year. It's only because of the confidence that I gained by coming behind the lectern whenever I do that I ended up auditioning in the first place. So yeah, let's start the actual meeting now. For the benefit of our guests, I'd like to explain how a typical meeting works. So first we have a prepared speeches section where people, members have already prepared a speech on a particular topic and come and they'll deliver it within a fixed time period. Second, we have the table topic session, which members are called on spot and they're given a topic on spot and they'll have to think of a response and speak on the topic for about 2 minutes. And lastly, we have the general evaluation session, which is basically an entire evaluation of all the speakers, all the role takers, and the entire meeting itself. Throughout the meeting, to help all of us improve and to ensure that the meeting flows in a smooth manner, we have a team of 4 role takers who form the TAPG team. And I'll let them introduce their role and explain it. And we'll start with the timer Toastmaster Madhusudan.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. As the timer today, I shall be keeping a track of all the time for all the speakers and the table topic speakers. So for the prepared speeches, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. And at 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card. For the table topic speakers, the time allotted is a maximum of 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card. For the evaluators, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, I'll be raising the green card. At 2.5 minutes, the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, the red card. And on top of this, after I raise the red card, everyone gets a maximum of 30 seconds. So please stick to the time because if you cross that 30 seconds, you won't be considered for the ribbons at the end. Thank you, and I'll give my report at the end.
Next, we have the R counter Toastmaster Shuba.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
As the R counter for today, my purpose is to keep a check on the pause filler words or crutch words that are not very deep, that are etc. I will also be taking note of the pauses and repeated words. Stay tuned for the report during the evaluation session. Thank you.
Next, we have the Parliamentary Procedures Evaluator Toastmaster Sakshi.
Ladies and gentlemen, as your PP evaluator today, my role is to ensure that everyone has a great experience. Please ensure to keep your phones on silent, enter and exit only during applause, avoid talking about sex, religion and politics, avoid crosstalks, and let's embrace the theme. It's not that deep. Sometimes we get caught up in the weight of the world. But tonight, let's just let ourselves radiate energy and enjoyment. Thank you.
Lastly, we have the Grammarian Toastmaster Jyothi.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, boardsmates, and esteemed guests. I'm excited to serve as a grammarian today. My role is to help us all enhance our language skills. So I'll be paying detailed attention to the vocabulary and the grammar usages. But let's not take this deep, as I'm here not to criticize, but to enhance your language by being the dangling modifier searching for its goal. So yeah, I'll be giving my report during the general evaluation session, and it's also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. That is radiate, which means to naturally express or give off a strong feeling or quality through one's appearance or actions. And its usage is she radiates leadership and confidence in every decision she makes. Thank you so much. I encourage everyone to try to incorporate this word in your speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jia. Now let's start with the prepared speech session. The first speech of today is Level 1 Project 2 from the Pathway Presentation Mastery. I would request the individual evaluator Toastmaster Chetan to read out the project guidelines.
Good evening, Toastmasters. The purpose of this project is to learn or review the basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Notes for the evaluator. The member completing this speech is working to write a speech with a purpose. The speech they create must be well written and clearly focused. Their goal is to meet their expressed purpose statement with a well executed speech. About the speech, the member will present a well organized, well delivered speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The speech content and style must work well together. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan. Our first speaker is talented with both numbers and notes. She's a chartered accountant and a classically trained singer. And as a person, she is said to be a warm and caring person. And she loves creating environments where people feel at ease and comfortable. So with a huge round of applause, let's welcome our first speaker with a speech titled The Birdhouse Debacle, Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening. Let me take you on a journey filled with triumph, tears, and lots of duct tape. Yes, today we are delving into the world of do-it-yourself projects. Because who needs a professional when we have overconfidence and a free weekend with us? It all began with the decision to build a birdhouse. Simple, right? Birds are tiny. How hard could it be to build them a tiny little house? So, me, armed with a basic kit, a hammer, and my unwarranted optimism, I set out to build them a little house. I should have known I was in over my head when I couldn't tell a nail from a screw. Step 1. Lay out all the parts. So there were all the good pieces, the pile of nails and the pile of screws, looking at me as though they were already mocking me. The instructions on the sheet were in 6 languages. Somehow, none of them seemed to be in English. After deciphering what looked like a pirate's treasure map, I set my mind on building this little birdhouse for my little friends. I took a hammer and smashed it onto the wall. Somehow, it seemed to be made of rubber because it bent that way. I removed the hammer and straightened it out and put it to the wall and tried once again. This time, I smashed my thumb. With a throbbing finger and a bruised ego, I thought I'd just press on. My next brilliant idea was to use some glue for extra stability. Because why not? Everyone loves a bit of glue. Apparently, not me. Because I got it everywhere. On the floor, on the chairs, in my hair. But hey, the pieces were sticking to each other. A lot to me, but somewhat to themselves.
taking this false sense of progress, I thought, let's paint this birdhouse. Bright red to attract all the cool birds. Then I realized I wasn't exactly known for my painting skills either. What started out to be a clean, neat paint job ended up to be a Jackson Pollock's tribute. Then, once this was done, I took a step back to admire my piece of art. Well, it was unique. It tilted a little bit to the left, and it had a nail pointing out somewhat in an odd angle. But you know what? It had character. Birds appreciate character, right? I could imagine the avian conversations up in the sky. Hey, have you seen that architectural beauty on the neighborhood, in the neighborhood? Well, now I decided I'll just put it outside in a good place, and I realized the best place to put it out was in the middle of a neem tree where it could sway left and right whenever the wind blows. So, minutes passed and hours passed. The only thing that seemed to have interest in my birdhouse was a very skeptical squirrel that seemed to be having major doubts on my artistic skill. After a few days, I did see some small birds check my birdhouse out. I realized they must be thinking, what an architectural monstrosity this is. But hey, I was proud of this work. It was a testament to hard work and perseverance. The next morning, I woke up to a surprise. I saw two birds chirping on a nearby tree branch, chirping animatedly to themselves, discussing the new structure probably. They came onto the entrance of the birdhouse, peeped in, and flew away. I should say they were taking some serious consideration on my birdhouse. I mean, after all, it had a rustic charm to itself. Encouraged by this small little victory, I decided I will create an arch out of an old pencil. So I took an old pencil and made an arch and stuck it below the entrance. I added a few more decorative items like some moss and some leaves and some twigs to make it more inviting for these birds to come. Over the next few weeks, some birds came, some peeped in, some stayed, some lingered, some flew away, some chirped, but every one of them brought a smile to my face. Every visit of these birds reminded me that imperfect things most times bring us the most joy. This adventure of mine became a conversation starter in so many of my friend meetups and my family get-togethers. Sometimes it's not so much about perfection. It's about the journey. It's about the process. It's about the laughter and the stories that we create. It's about the stories that we can tell each other and ourselves once we turn 80. It's about these little moments that life makes itself so worth it. So, for all the DIY enthusiasts and the adventurous out there, I would tell you to embrace the chaos, expect the unexpected, and keep laughing no matter what. After all, it's not that deep. Thank you. The next page is also level 1 project 2 from the same pathway. So since the guidelines are the same, we'll skip reading them. Our next speaker is a chemical engineer turned crypto research analyst who is currently pursuing the CFA certification. He is an avid sports enthusiast and loves watching the performance arts as well as TV shows. So the speech titled Remote Realities. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Anirudh.
Remote realities. Some of you may be thinking I'll be talking about some of these imaginations that we have and then the kind of life that we lead. And there's such a disparity and all of that, but I'm sorry, it's not that deep. The reason I chose my title as such today is because that is how some of us lead our lives in this day and age. It starts with remote work, and then it extends to remote relationships, and then it extends to some of us being controlled all the time by our own remotes, smartphones. Now let me start with remote work. I started working in 2022, and that was right out of college. And remote work sounded like a great idea, and it was a blessing to the entire world until it became the only option. I mean, who doesn't love waking up in the morning, grabbing a cup of tea, and then opening 37 tabs on your computer and just sitting there like an owl? You haven't had a good night's sleep. And all of this is sort of equivalent to the thing that used to happen in the past, where you held a huge file in your hand, you just walked briskly across the floor of the office, and then you just pretend to be very busy. Now, that is what happens working from home sometimes when you feel guilty. And I think that is not a very great thing. And the second thing that is also a consequence of working from home all the time, working remotely, is the fact that you miss out on a lot of P2P learning, peer learning, basically. I'll paint a picture of my colleagues, basically, my team, and I mean, I'm technically a part of their team, but my office basically is filled with people from IITs and IIMs, and these are like premier institutions in the country for those of you who are not aware. And most of them either have a master's if they are not from one of these institutions, and either that or they have a set of certifications that they can literally just stack one upon the other. And me, on the other hand, I am, from the time I joined up until now, I'm the youngest person in the company. And by their standards, I know some of you have said to my face right here that BMS is a very good college, you have to be proud of it, and I have one of my seniors right here. But according to their standards and how they view the rest of us, I am just a random young dude from Bengaluru, from a no-name college. Now, this workforce that I'm talking about in the office, it just radiates IQ, right? Just by the way you imagine things, how they run. And this is validated every single time I'm there in the office. I get to learn at least something new when I'm there for a week, every single quarter. Now, all of this learning is something that I'm missing on a day-to-day basis. Now I have to replace all of this amazing learning with something. So what have I done? I have replaced it with absolute brain rot. How? Social media. If you do not believe me, please ask Vaishnavi the kind of reels that we send each other. It's embarrassing, honestly. And we were discussing a few ideas the other day with our VPPR. Some of you will be able to validate that as well. Very amazing content, I must say, on social media. And all of this is taking away a lot from the young minds in this country, which are sort of forced to work from office and all of that. And even on social media, we have three different kinds of people. Firstly, the kind of people who have a reality that we can relate with. Honestly, this is the kind of crowd that you will walk up to in a grocery store if you see them, and you're going to have a conversation, you're going to strike up some sort of common talking point, and then you part ways. The next sort of crowd is people that we know, but they don't live lives how we do, right? These guys, they have an international trip every few months, and they post about it for the entire year. Or we have some of our own friends who are studying abroad, and they seem to be living very fabulous lives. And this is something that you cannot relate with. It seems to be very far from reality. Now, the third kind is actual brain rot, and these people radiate toxicity. This is the influencer crowd. Nowadays, what we call them is creators. Creators. Something that we used to call God by, we call these people creators. And even in this, I have my two top hated categories. I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot about what I hate, because I'm not in the mood to go very deep into what I like. So just bear with me today. So the top category is the first one, which is the productivity influencer. I didn't even say anything. See? So the productivity influencer is somebody who says that you have to be productive every single second of the day. So you maintain good habits, you sleep on time, you wake up on time, you eat on time, you quit sugar, you quit food, you quit life, you just go die. That is basically what these people say. Then you have, I mean, God forbid, right? Like, I have to breathe a second. I mean, you guys, it's not that deep. Just Spend some extra minutes with your loved ones. It's okay if you work out for 5 or 10 minutes less. Then you have the second category, which is the influencers, the financial influencers. They know everything about you. You haven't met them, but they know everything about you. They know your plans, they know when you want to retire, they know what your risk profile is, they know everything about you, and they're going to give you a plan which is going to be something like how do you invest 1 rupee every single month and you retire at 30 with 1 crore in your bank account. This is literally what they say, and you are not supposed to waste any money at all. My chappal was in as good a condition as Bangalore roads, and I felt guilty spending 1,000 rupees on a new pair. This is how it sort of feels sometimes online. I mean, all this done and said, social media obviously is something that you sort of go to because you can't replace what you have in the office. And at the end of the day, social media also gives us some sort of hope, something to look forward to. Because when you combine the idea of remote work in the mind of somebody who has no other option currently, you picture remote work in a beach or on top of a mountain with extremely good weather, with either beer or with fruit juice, whatever floats your boat. And that is what you look forward to, and that is what you want. And that is sometimes far from reality, but that is a good idea. And sometimes a nice idea is all you want to just keep moving forward until things get better, at least in reality. Thank you, and back to the master of ceremonies.
The last speech for today is Level 1 Project 3 from the Pathway Engaging Humor. I request the individual evaluator Toastmaster Jyothi to read out the project identity.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
The purpose statement of this speech, of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. Notes for the evaluator, that is me. During the complete of this project, the member has spent time learning about practicing their body language, including gestures and other non-verbal communication, along with their vocal variety, including pace, tone, pitch and volume. About this speech, the member will present a well-organized speech on any topic. Watch for the members' awareness of their intentional and unintentional movement and body language. Note, distracting movements as well as movements that enhance the speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style a member chooses to. Use this evaluation for speakers who have indicated they want to be evaluated on body language or body language and vocal variety. If the member has indicated they only want to be evaluated on vocal variety, please use the speech profile available on the base camp. Thank you and all the best to the speaker.
Our last speaker for today is a BBA graduate from PS University. He is a passionate writer and bathroom singer who loves to play badminton, and he is especially known at Mekon for his particularly dark sense of humor. With a speech titled The Master Plan, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Gajendra to the lecture.
Life is like a chess match. Every move you make has a consequence to it. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Thank you. Life is all about making decisions, and we make hundreds of them every single day. But not every decision has to be right, as described in a very small story of me. Since I moved to JP Nagar in 2020, I made 0 friends in my area because of COVID. And all my friends were back in my apartment, back in Jalahalli. It's like 25 kilometers away from my house. So whenever I got a chance, I used to go and meet them. And even they used to come and meet me. So it was like a two-way coming. But after a few years, the traffic became so horrible in Bangalore that our commute, it took much longer than usual. So we came up with a master plan to meet at night during the weekends whenever we were free. Whenever I used to go there, I used to leave my house around 9:30, 10, and I used to reach there within an hour. And we used to go to Shell petrol bunk, We all get coffee there. We used to grab some snacks, go back to the apartment, walk around and talk for a while. One day when I was going back, I took the ring road instead of the city road normally because that was my decision that day. And but unluckily due to my faith, there was no reflectors on that street like that, on the road that day, because it just completed construction. And back then, we had an 11-year-old Tata Nano, which headlights barely worked, which is like a typical Tata car. No offense, now it's better, but that time it was pretty bad. I mean, even I owned it, I know it's a mistake, it's fine. Now, it was 1 a.m. at night, and there were barely any vehicles on the road. Now, just imagine a 20-year-old guy who just started driving legally, and the road is wide open, and he's like listening to 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. What do you think would happen? Shiva, what do you think would happen? Let me tell. I was driving peacefully, and out of nowhere, the soul of Paul Walker got into my body from Fast and Furious. I don't know what happened. I suddenly changed the gears. I was speeding. I mean, I was flying at the speed of 95 kilometers per hour. And the Tata Nano goes only up to 100, by the way. And if it went anywhere more than that, the engine would fail. I was peacefully driving and I was singing, "You like my hair? You thanks, just got it." And suddenly, out of nowhere, I saw a huge speed breaker. And guess what happened? Bam! I hit it, and now I was actually flying. Yeah. I was flying like this, and towards the right, I see Paul Walker. I'm going to meet you soon, buddy. But luckily, the car landed back on Earth. And for my fortune, again, the car was just on its 2 wheels on the side, of the right side. I somehow was just praying to God, please, 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 and it just came back on 4 wheels. As I landed back on the 4 wheels, I checked the side view mirrors if anyone was wrong. Luckily, no one was. And after 10 seconds, I just went to the left side and I just parked. I got out from the car and it was a highway, so I just held the flyover railing. I'm just looking down. I'm just quiet for like 5 seconds. I'm just doing this, and then I heard someone, I just saw back, and there was a biker, and he radiated concern. Nice emojis. He radiated concern, and he asked me in Kannada, "Ela correcta idea?" means, "Are you fine?" And I was just quiet. I was just looking at him like this, and he was pretty tall by the way. I was just looking at him like this, and I didn't answer. He was looking at me with very concern, and then later I did this. Means, "Are you drunk?" I'm like, and then for 2 seconds he had a very confused look on his face, and he's just like, "Ushara Gogo," means drive carefully. And after he left, I just sat on the footpath, and for 10 minutes straight, I thought about what all could have happened. Like, if things had gone south, imagine the consequences I had to face, or if I wasn't even here today. The only conclusion I was left with was that I should never drive fast at night, and I should never drive alone at night. And that day, I never drove that car again. Because really, after you experience something like that, it's very horrifying. And I should never let anyone from the Fast and Furious movie take over my body, dead or alive. The reason why I'm telling you all this story is so that you all know that you always have a choice. Either you can choose not to do things or to do things differently. I could have met my friends early in the morning and I could have completely avoided the situation. Yes, life is all about making decisions, and we make hundreds of them every day. But not every single one of them has to be right. As Mark Twain said, good decisions come from experience, and experience comes from making bad decisions. Back to the MC.
Now let's dive right into the table topic session. Today's table topic master is a BCom and interior design graduate. She's a very athletic and active person who loves working out, trekking, and playing a lot of different sports like badminton, basketball, cricket. She's also a big foodie and she loves to travel. So without any further ado, let's welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Apoorva, with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreya. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Good evening. Recently, during the festival, I was visiting one of my friends. And there, because of the festivities, there were a lot of guests. And they started handing out chocolates to every kid around there. And like every kid, seeing the chocolate, my son was super excited. He picks the chocolate, he takes the chocolate, he comes jumping to me. And he says, Amma, Amma, Kit Kat, Kit Kat. Everybody around was surprised. They're like, how is he able to read the name? And both his dad and me were surprised. We had never bought him a Kit Kat before, so he ended up reading it. So I took like the best of that opportunity and proudly announced it to everybody, telling my son is learning phonics, so maybe because of that he's read it. And then he goes, open it. Then I had to open it. Then he breaks the Kit Kat into two and he goes, I have a break, I have a Kit Kat. Listening to this, everybody around was shocked. I was like, from where did he even pick it up? And that's when I realized. He had watched it on TV in an advertisement. I actually don't give him any screen time. So he must have watched it when we watch news or sports. And that's when I realized that how successful these advertisements are radiating what their message is. They just don't, then unlike the team today, they are deep in conveying the message and also leaving a lasting impression on our minds. Before you wonder why I am telling all this, I have taken inspiration from this little incident, and today for the table topics, I am going to give each one of you a tagline, advertisement tagline. And you guys need to speak about it for a minute, from 1 to 2 minutes. You guys have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes about it with whatever you can connect it with it. And for the first table topic speaker is Toastmaster Rachana. And the topic is just do it. Just do it. Not that deep, just do it. Sat pretty back today, but it didn't help me get enough time to think of this topic. What to say on this topic? Just do it. So I'm going to take that advice and just do this. I've been playing badminton recently, and I think I played badminton as a kid, and I loved it. I enjoyed every minute of it, but then I gave it up for like 10 years. And then I came back. I played once with my mom's friends, and I sprained my ankle the first time within a couple of minutes. So I sprained it so badly that I couldn't walk for a month. I had a support, the whole bandage for like 2 months, etc. After that, I've been scared of playing badminton ever since, because I'm afraid of spraining my legs, etc., etc. But one day I just told myself, just do it. It's something I love. I can trust my body. I worked out, and I did it. And since then, gotten back to playing badminton again. Thanks. Thank you, Toastmaster Rachana. The next topic is Think different. And this topic goes to Toastmaster Madhusudan.
Think different. This is what usually my ex-managers used to tell me at work, and nobody would think different. Most of the things have already been tried and tested. So what the people would usually do is go back into the logbook, see what people have done before, and just do the same thing. And because the manager didn't know something was done already, they'd be like, you know what, I thought differently. But for me, that begs the question that think differently means you need to come out, innovate, try for something new that hasn't already been done before. And looking at this, I started doing different creative things at work. Never really worked out much. And you know what? I was like, okay, now I get why people don't do things differently. They always go back into the same old stuff. And I tried a hand at that too, and didn't help me. And you know what? I just mixed up a couple of things, came out with a solution, and my manager would be like, what? You've come out with new things? You thought differently? And I'd get all the props for it, and I'd be happy for it. So when the topic was think different, this is where my mind went to. I don't know if a lot of people can associate with that, but I'd like to say think creatively, think innovatively, and even if you don't get something new, just try to look back, and as they say, history repeats itself. So just do whatever has been done before and try to get the result. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhusudan. And the next topic is can't eat just one. Can't eat just one. And this topic goes to Toastmaster Saketh. Can't eat just one.
No. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Can't eat just one. You know, Kit Kat can't eat it on piece. You gotta break it and have it a couple of times. And so is Munch and other chocolates. But definitely doesn't stick to Lace. So, can't eat, stick to one. Yeah, I'm actually out of ideas for this. I have to think more than once.
This is your favorite food.
Yeah, I can think. Pizza is something that you can't end with one slice. So it takes more than one to satisfy yourself. So yes, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saketh. And the next topic goes to Toastmaster Sakshi. And the topic is gives you wings.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Gives you wings. This topic reminds me to the day, to the moment when I actually had the wings. Believe me, guys, that was actually true. When I was so afraid, so terrified to jump from a height 13,000 meters above the ground, that too in a different country with a different people, and that too without even telling anyone in my family. That I am talking about skydiving in Dubai. It is known as safe, it is known as easy, it is known as that they care for you a lot, but believe just telling you about it, it makes me shivering. When the helicopter takes you to the top and you are the first one, they just pushes you to see ground. Believe me, it was very, very deep. So, but when they pushes you actually, and you are just in the air, it actually gave me the wings. It felt like, and when you can see the Palm Jumeirah view in the Dubai, it felt like I don't want to come down. I want to fly. I just want these wings. So that's all for today. Thank you, and over to you.
And the next favorite topic is an idea can change your life. An idea can change your life. And this topic goes to Toastmaster Shuba.
So when we generally think about the future with global warming and climate change, it's very dystopian in nature. But we did it to ourselves, but that doesn't mean we can't undo it. And change comes with what? With ideas. So, does anyone know how fragrant agarbattis can be made?
Perfume, using perfume. Flowers.
Flowers, yes. Where can the flowers come from?
Nature.
So, there's around 40 million tons of flower waste in the Ganges. I think it's every year. I'm not sure of the stats, but it's very alarming. So, this one entrepreneur thought of a way to transform flower waste into incense sticks through exactly. Fool is the startup's name, and he personally wanted to even alleviate the women who were from underprivileged backgrounds to get jobs and improve their social life and livelihoods. And he did so through food. And that's one idea that is now could change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shuba, for this interesting story. And the next topic is the taste of India. The taste of India, this goes to Toastmaster Jia.
Today, when I was in office, I got a text from our Honorable President that, "Hi Jia, can you take up the role of Grammarian?" And the first thought which came into my mind was, Jia, if you don't take this, you'll end up here in table topics. But little do I know that anyways I'm gonna come here. The taste of India. Okay. Basically, I'm from Rajasthan, where the food popularly people have is rota, dal, and with lots of ghee in that. And I think everyone should try that. Dal bati. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jia. And the next favorite topic is because you're worth it. Because you're worth it. And this topic goes to Toastmaster Jyothi.
and guests.
Good evening.
In a group or whenever we are in a social gathering, we expect people to love us, to acknowledge us, to talk to us, to inquire about us. Most of the time it is all about us. And we think because I'm worth it, because I'm worth being loved, because I'm worth being listened to, because I'm worth I'm an interesting person. It's all in our head, in our mind. How many of us have displayed it to the others that I am worth an interesting person, I am worth a loving person? It comes outside, it can be conveyed to others if we do the things that we expect others to do for ourselves. If I want to be felt loved because I'm worth it, first thing I need to do is love someone else. If I need to feel that I need to be heard, I need to be listened because what I speak is worth the value, then I need to talk to others and ask their views and their opinions on something, because if I make the other person feel valued about them, then they will value me because I'm worth it. Not doing anything but staying there expecting others to come and acknowledge me will surely not make any difference, however worth I am in my eyes, because according to me, I am the best. But I have to show it that you are the best, and that is why we see each other as best. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyothi. The next topic is Bajate Raho. Bajate Raho means keep playing, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Raja.
Thank you, table topping master and fellow Toastmasters. Thank you for translating that as well. Keep playing. See, the thing is, we need to always be in the game and keep playing. People, what they usually do is, they are afraid of failure. They will think, oh, what if I fail? But they need to come into the mindset of keep trying. When you keep trying many times, then that will increase your probability of success. I have told this story before as well. Before joining Toastmasters is, I wanted to improve the communication. And Toastmasters is not the first thing I tried. I tried stand-up comedy. I thought telling a joke and listening to a joke are both the same. But it is not. That I understood when I went on stage. I went on stage and I was telling jokes and nobody was laughing. And that day I realized, I was embarrassed, but I realized that it didn't work. But did I stop trying? No. Again I came to Toastmasters. And here also I failed many times. I didn't give great speeches as I started. But I kept giving more speeches again, and then even the table topics, which I was not really good at in the beginning. But now I can say that I'm okay with table topics. So the point I'm trying to make here is, keep trying. You may lose, but don't associate losing to shame. Because losing is not shame. When you keep trying, one day you will win, because you have a higher chance of winning because the number of tries you have made is more. With that, back to table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja. The next topic is belong anywhere. Belong anywhere. This topic goes to Toastmaster Chetan.
Back in my college days, I belonged to the gaming gang. I have never belonged anywhere like I belong to the gaming gang. We bunk class and we play. We play Dota. We get up at 8 in the night and we play till 8 in the morning. And then we sleep. When everyone else is getting up to brush their teeth, to go to class, we get up to brush our teeth and go to bed. Every one of us killed it, killed each other, and we had a lot of fun. We don't belong anywhere like we do when we play Dota. 5 of us sit together, smashing our keyboards, smashing our mouse, yelling the hell at each other, just because there are 5 others in the next building doing the same thing. And it's finally, when you break your opponent's ancient, that you get that disproportionate pleasure of belonging and destruction and beauty, and damn, I hate that game. That game is a black hole. It has stolen well over 2,000 hours of my life, each year of my college life. Each year, let me remind you. And yes, it has stolen money too. It has stolen some of my friends' careers. It's so good, it's bad. That's the problem. It's so good, it is bad. And once you belong, there's no way out. I'm happy to say I'm no longer a Dotaholic, but yeah, I used to belong. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. The next topic is Dobara mat puchna, meaning don't ask again. The topic goes to Toastmaster Shiva. Dobara mat puchna.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. I'll not ask you to repeat that topic. Dobara mat puchna. I guess it is said by someone who lacks some amount of patience. Right? In life, you have so many people who you can tell them once and they pick up on it. Maybe it's like somebody like Toastmaster Shreya. You have to tell her once and she picks up on it. And there will be people who need repetition a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, so that it gets into their head and so that they understand it. But when you consider it, you might say the person who understood me the very first time is smart, but the person who took 2-3 attempts is not that smart, not true at all. It is just a different pattern in which that person is learning. And all you have to do, as standing from a leadership point of view, I can say, is help each person in their own different manner. As long as they are not being unreasonable with you. Right? Somebody takes a bit more time to learn. Somebody asks you to repeat what you've said, repeat it again. Tell them a second time. Explain it in a simpler manner. As Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, then you don't understand it well enough. So explain it in a simpler manner. And you might think repeating yourself is a waste of your time, but actually you are helping retain that concept in your head as well at the same time. So radiate positivity, and if you want to be a leader, which is every one of you here, you are a leader in your own lives. Doesn't matter if you are the president of a club or not. You are a leader in whatever you do. So whoever it is that you are helping, दोबारा पूछेंगे तो दोबारा बता देना. Back to the table.
With that, we come to the end of this table topic session. I hope everybody had this deja vu moment, remembering all the advertisement taglines. And now I would like to pass on the stage to the Toastmaster of the Toastmasters.
Thank you for a very creative table topic session, Toastmaster Apoorva. Now let's have a 10-minute networking break and then come back for general evaluation. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the snacks.
Yes.
It is now time for the general evaluation session, which I think is like the most important session because we get to learn about what we did wrong and how to improve. So, today's general evaluator, she is a skill development trainer who specializes in communication and leadership training. She also has 10 years of experience in end-to-end event management. And just like me, she loves traveling and dancing and reading. And she likes cooking also, but I don't like cooking. So without any further ado, help me in welcoming today's Gen Evaluator Toastmaster Latha.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Meeting number 1281 with the theme, It's Not That Deep. We had a lot of giggles in the starting when our sergeant started with the theme and he was trying to explain us the theme. And then the giggles went a little down and then we started getting into the real one and understanding what the theme really means. And word of the week, radiate. In Toastmasters, we radiate leadership and good communication skills. So this is one of the reasons why we call come here. The business session started around 6:23 p.m., which was started by our president, Toastmaster Shivaprasad. And then he made 3 announcements, which was two by our Vice President Education, Toastmaster Pavni, regarding the roles which are open and booked for the meeting number 1281. Kindly contact her for the same. And the second announcement was for the upcoming contest, club level contest for evaluations and table topics, which will be held on 23rd September 2024. I request everyone to please participate in both the evaluation and table topics. It's a different learning experience, as our president told, and it's going to be a new learning and understanding when you go to the next level other than your club, how it's going to help us. So all of you please participate in that. And the third announcement was from the VPM, that is Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Sindhu, and Toastmaster Shivaprasad Sharma, our president, announced on her behalf about the renewals for the next period, that is from October 2024 to March 2025, and the total amount is going to be 5,580 rupees, which goes to 930 rupees per month. And everyone requested to renew the membership, and e-transfers will be preferred as they're told. So let's all of us do it and finish our renewals before the deadline, that is the 30th September 2024. Then President started the result session started at 6:23 p.m. and once he finished with the announcement, then the Sergeant at Arms took over. When he took over, he started hilarious. All of us giggled. It was a very good start to a meeting, because when we start with humor, we start with a smile, we start with a laugh, the meeting goes really well. So the start, the push, what is expected out of a sergeant was done really well. So let's give a huge round of applause for our Sergeant Toastmaster Sergeant. His introduction about the theme was hilarious, kind of philosophical, and it was well structured with the theme keeping in mind. So overall it started off very well for us. Then he introduced the president. Very well introduction, week after week, introducing the president in very different ways. Is very commendable and he does it really well. So a huge round of applause again for him for doing it. Then president comes over and takes over. So he starts off with introducing a guest who has come over. And this is what we follow every time. Whenever the guests are there, we see that we introduce them and we know that what helped them come over here. And that gives us an idea whether they will be continuing or no, coming here and becoming the member. Because the real intention that they become the member, it's good for all of us. And we have a new member coming in. So let's hope the guest turns into a member very soon. Then he calls on the secretary to read the MOMs. So the secretary comes, that is me, Toastmaster Latha, I come and read the MOM for the meeting number 1280. And this goes out without any revision and we open the meeting number 1281. Since I cannot evaluate the president, but I would like to tell that the way he spoke, it was hilarious, well structured and well connected as usual. So this is what every week happens, so we cannot evaluate the president. So please give a huge round of applause to our president. Then president introduces the Master of Ceremonies. Now Master of Ceremonies, she's debuting today, that is Toastmaster Shreya is debuting as the Master of Ceremonies today. When she started off, she spoke very well on the theme. She made us understand why it's not that deep, quoting a personal experience, that why it's important for all of us not to think that deep in life. Be chill, give your life a second chance, and don't take life and certain incidents in your life very deep, so that it can hurt you in chance. So take it really chill, take it cool, move ahead and move forward with it. She explained the typical Toastmasters journey. She spoke about Rasi's medley, wherein she's, for the benefit of the guests, she explained us the 3 sections of a typical Toastmaster meeting. All that went good, and then she came to the TAPG team and she asked each TAPG member, that is the timer, our counter, PPN and Grammarian, to introduce themselves and what does their role mean in this particular meeting. I would like to comment and give a huge round of applause for all the 4 members of the TAPG team, the way they introduced what their roles is in a very creative manner. It was like every time these new members take up these TAPG roles, they introduce their roles in a very creative manner, which makes us hope to listen to, okay, what are they going to speak? So huge round of applause for the TAPG team for introducing their roles very well. Now, then the MC explains everything and then we move on to the speakers. In total, we had today 3 speakers. So I would like to call upon speakers 1, Evaluator Chetan, to give his evaluation for Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
Good evening, Toastmasters, dear guests, and target speaker Vaishnavi in particular. So I found 4 things exceptionally good with your speech. 2 things that I think you could do better in. We'll start with what you did well. Your speech, first of all, had great continuity. The way you moved between the sections, the intro, then your failed attempts, the way you learned from it, the way you moved on, and how you ended it. I thoroughly enjoyed that. The second part is your choice of words, the grammar, the way you thread your words together, the way it all plans out beautifully. You know? It's nice. It's a treat to the ears. Second, your choice of humor throughout the speech, just distributed here and there, just to keep it light. Good choice. Like I particularly enjoyed the can't tell the difference between a nail and a screw. The third thing, you're comfortable and confident here, yet somehow you were a bit nervous, but there's still an echo of confidence and comfort. And finally, I can say that you excelled at understanding the project purpose, which I think is the most important thing in this speech. You have to understand what it means to write a purpose statement, and that you could write in clearly worded terms. Now, what you can do better, firstly, when you started off, there were almost no pauses. You went bada bada bada, bada 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 bada. It would be nice if you had paused and just, let us take a breather, let your words sink in, because you were speaking well. And second thing, you were doing this. When you hug the lectern, you can't look at us. Okay? So, I think a little less of this. I think Gajendra did this really well, and he stood here and kind of looked at everyone, gave each of us the attention we deserve. So I'll just summarize this for you. 4 good things. Your speech had great continuity, humor, content, and confidence. And finally, most importantly, you excelled at the project purpose itself, at understanding the project purpose and delivering it. 2 things you could work on, the pausing and the gestures. And one thing I feel you could do to challenge yourself, you are a very capable speaker because you can sing, which makes you naturally comfortable, which means you can deliver already. If you focus on the research phase, it means you can deliver a lot, if you can improve the content a bit, so that you can set the stage on fire. And if you do that, there will not be a single person in the audience who won't listen to you. I think with that, we're done.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan, for your evaluation. Since I cannot evaluate the speaker and I can only evaluate the evaluator, he spoke about things went well, which can go well, and where Vaishnavi can challenge herself. So all the points are covered for effective evaluation, but I would like to add one point, what I had observed, that whenever a prepared speaker comes on the stage and when you're behind the lectern, do not bring notes. You're supposed to be prepared and you're supposed to come here without any notes, so that you're not hooked to the lectern and you can use the space what is given to you over here. So kindly do not get any notes over here and look at it and keep talking, because your whole attention is over here and you cannot maintain the eye contact with your audience, and at that particular point of time, you lose the interest of your audience. So next time, whenever you're giving your speeches, see that you do not get any notes over there. So please give a huge round of applause for the speaker and the evaluator. Now I would like to call upon Evaluator 2, that's Toastmaster Raja, to give his evaluation for Toastmaster Anirudh.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Congratulations, Anirudh, for completing your project 2 in level 1. And the areas that you really excelled at, the first one is your flow of speech. The flow of speech for your second, this is your second speech, but it was very good, it was very natural. And everybody followed your speech, which is very important when, as a speaker, when you're coming and standing behind the lectern, everybody needs to follow your speech. They shouldn't dream, what I'm going to have for dinner. They should be with you. So you made that, do that, right? Unless somebody thought about like dinner. And your humor worked in many areas. Like when you said, quit sugar, quit life and die. Like when you said all those things, your humor worked well. And somehow you connected the theme and you also used the word of the day and you gave a message to the audience, keep moving forward. So that was well done. So these are the areas that you did really well. The areas that where he can improve upon, the first one is voice modulation. You need to work on the voice modulation. When you're starting the speech, right, I want you to go a little higher. Some of you might be imagining in life, something like that, right? Or when you said like creators compared to God. So you can ask, you need to bring that, because when your speech, your voice modulation was at a steady pace, you need to bring that variation into that. The next one is structuring how you're writing your lines. Because some of it I believe you winged it over here. So instead of that, you need to write the lines. The reason you need to write the lines is because there were, for many of your jokes, people giggle. You can convert that giggles into a big laugh if you write those jokes and put the right words at that time. Everybody will be laughing out loud. So that there was a lot of opportunity that was missed. The next one is body language. You need to start using the body language. Then you said like 3 types of crowd. Number 1. So, and then you can take a step back behind the lectern and you can do a little bit of more body language. So when you do all these things, that is how you groom yourself into a nice speaker, right? And to challenge yourself, you can work upon adding your personal story. There are a lot of things you touched, right? For example, productivity influences. Like what happened with the productivity influence that made you frustrated, right? Probably you could have added that particular story. That one day I opened and I wanted to improve my productivity and I'm searching this one. So that is like a personal story you're adding, so that will connect even more with the audience. But other than that, it was a well-delivered speech. Your flow, I really liked your flow, your humor, and how you connected the theme, and the voice modulation, body language are the areas that you can improve upon. All the best to your next speech.
I hope when Toastmaster Raja was giving the evaluation, no one was thinking of dinner. Everyone was hooked to the way he's giving the evaluation. He spoke about what went well, what can be done well, and how can Anirudh challenge himself to be better in the next speech. So let us give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Raja and Toastmaster Anirudh. Next, I would like to call upon evaluator for speaker number 3, Toastmaster Jyothi, to give her evaluation for Toastmaster Gajendra.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests, and a special good evening to Toastmaster Gajendra. Congratulations on completing your one more speech. To master a master plan is done by great master, and that is what Gajendra did today. Your evaluation in 3 parts, you excelled. I liked your title of your speech, the master plan. It actually got me engaged right from the beginning. What is this going to talk about? And you're starting from your title of the speech, which was eye-catching, and the end, the punchline. That is what was told by Mark Twain. You can wait. Yeah, can't Oh yeah. Good decision from experience, and experience comes from bad decision. That was very impactful, and the way you delivered it really made an impact. I'm sorry, but I couldn't relate, like take it, I had to write it down. And your vocal variety kept the audience engaged. You had that highs and lows in your tone. What you may work on is, you had the body gesture, body language. You were standing at the back and you were moving your hands here and there. But throughout your speech for that 6 minutes, you stood here. You could have moved down, moved forward. Like when you spoke about your car when it was racing so fast, you could have come forward and showed it as it was racing. You being here made it like backlagged. That you can work out. And your pauses, like when you hit the road hump, it hit the road hump and like stop. Like what happened? Let the audience decide, relate, or imagine what happened. These two you can work out. And what you can challenge is, one thing what I note, Gajendra, that you have a good eye contact, you have a good confidence, but at the same time, your eyes are also closed quite a lot of time. It might be your inbuilt thing that it shows that you are casual. It says that you are not very anxious about things, but it also does not engage with the audience when you keep your eyes closed. So maybe that's what you can work on. And a bit more of practice on the content will surely take your speech to the next level. And totally what you did good was your title, your ending punchline, and your humor was very good. And if you work a bit more on your eye contact, keeping your eyes open, and movements, you will surely do very well in your next speeches. Thank you, and back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyothi, for effective working and long working evaluation what she gave. When I tell working and long working, it means that how Gajendra can improve him in the long run in his next speech. Now coming to the MC, I just want to finish the evaluation of MC and then move to the table topics master. Our MC is a debutant today. Role done very well, well researched, the theme connected very well. Only two things I would like you to do it in the next roles when you take up the MTG roles. You need to have a voice modulation. I know you're a very soft speaker. Your voice has only risen after coming to Toastmasters. So I would like your voice to go a little more loud, and there should be a voice modulation, high, low, whenever it's needed. And whenever you have to stress on certain words, stress, pause, and then keep moving. You have a very sweet voice, but you need to make it a little louder. And that's what. Voice modulation and work on being a little louder. Let's give a huge round of applause for our debutant MC today. Next, coming to our table topics master, Toastmaster Apoorva. She started off with Kit Kat, and we all were wondering why did she start with the story. We were having in our mind, when she's starting off a story, she could have given one Kit Kat to all of us. So we could have enjoyed it much better, I felt. So it's good, she started with the personal story, and then she connected the table topics with the taglines of all the known brands what we had. Very creative, easy to understand was there, because I think very few people asked her to repeat it twice. Everyone understood it well, and when we see the table topics time over there taken by, because other than two people, everyone took 1 minute plus over there. So it means they understood the theme topics very well. But yes, once you come behind the lectern and asked to do an impromptu speech, it does make you nervous, and nervous is the first sign of being successful. I believe in that. So it's good to be nervous, come here, be nervous, but at the same time, when you're given a table topic, be excited and talk about it. So please give a huge round of applause for the table topic master. And after once we finished the table topics, very excited session, all of us enjoyed, then we went for the break. And once we went for the break, we had nice break, all of us refreshed, and we came back. Now, once we are back and we have our TAPG team, I think they are all refreshed and they are ready to give the reports. The TAPG team, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. So I would like to call upon the timer, Toastmaster Madhusudan, to give his report.
So the business session, the time taken was 2 minutes 35 seconds. The welcome by the Sergeant at Arms, the time allotted was 2 minutes. The time taken was 2 minutes 25 seconds. Residence address was supposed to be 5 minutes. The actual time taken was 5 minutes 19 seconds. Introduction of the Toastmaster of the evening, time allotted was 1 minute. The actual time taken was 1 minute 15 seconds. Report on the previous meeting, time allotted 2 minutes, actual time taken is 2 minutes 17 seconds. Master of Ceremonies, the time allotted is 20 minutes. So far you've used around 10 minutes. The speakers and the table topics, the time taken are on the board. The time taken by the first evaluator, Toastmaster Chetan, is the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. He took 3 minutes 3 seconds. The time taken by Toastmaster Raja is 2 minutes 55 seconds, and the time taken by Toastmaster Jyothi was 3 minutes 27 seconds. The table topic session, the time allotted was 20 minutes, the time taken was 23 minutes 43 seconds, break time was 10 minutes, the actual time was 11 minutes 33 seconds, and the general evaluator time allotted is 20 minutes, and so far you've taken around 10 minutes. Thank you.
Next, I would like to call upon our counter for the day, Toastmaster Shuba.
It's not that deep, so don't take it too seriously. Here's the counter report. So, coming in first place with the most number of hours today was Toastmaster Apoorva with 6 hours and the repeated word and. Second place is Toastmaster Rachana with 5 hours. And then there are a bunch of people who had 2 hours here and there. Those are Toastmaster Anirudh, Toastmaster Jyothi, and Toastmaster Chetan. And the people with 1 hour here and there are Toastmaster Shiva, Toastmaster Jia, Toastmaster Vaishnavi, Toastmaster Chetan, Toastmaster Madhusudan, Toastmaster Saketh, Toastmaster Sakshi, myself, and yeah, that's it. And the flawless people were Toastmaster Madhusudan as the timer, Toastmaster Raja, and Toastmaster Latha. Thank you.
Next, I would like to call upon our Grammarian, Toastmaster Jia.
Once again, a very good evening. I'll start with the usage of the word of the day. So it was Toastmaster Shiva, the President Shiva. Anirudh used it thrice. Toastmaster Gajendra used it once. PP Evaluator Sakshi used it once. Table Topic Master Apoorva used it once. And General Evaluator Latha used it once. I'm sorry if I missed someone, did I? So not so good usages. It was after your left should have been on your left. One of my friend should be one of my friends. Everyone around are shocked in that particular context. It should be were shocked. Makes me shivering should be makes me shiver. They pushes you should be they push you. And now I'll call out few of our brainiac Toastmasters who used very good vocabulary and added weightage to their speech. It is stop and smudge the roses was used by Toastmaster Saketh. Outrageous and devastated was used by President Shiva. Bruised ego skeptical squirrel, perseverance, used by speaker 1 Vaishnavi. Briskly and floats your boat was used by speaker 2 Anirudh. I get all the props used by Madhusudan, Toastmaster Madhusudan. And dystopian was used by Toastmaster Shuba. And deja vu, in that particular context, it was very creative, used by table topic master Apoorva. And debutant used by Toastmaster Latha. Thank you so much.
Now I would like to call upon our parliamentary procedures divided Toastmaster Sakshi.
As per my report, there was no entry and exit. There was without the applause, and nobody spoke about sex, religion, and politics, and no phone rang during the session. So thank you, and over to you.
Coming to the end of my evaluation, they always tell that feedback is perspective based. Feedback is something what I'm giving out of my own perspective. So feedback and evaluations are all personal perspectives. So whenever someone gives you feedback or evaluates on you, do not think in a negative manner. It's more to help you become more better for the coming days. When we talk about evaluation and feedback in Toastmasters, they are given so that in your coming speeches, in the roles what you take as a TAPG member or an MTG member, so that you can improve on your communication skills, and when you become club executive members over there, how to improve your leadership skills. So always take the feedback and evaluations in a more positive manner so that it helps you to become a better communicator. And one more thing I would request everyone, and what I've been observing from lot of sessions what happening here is, whenever there's someone coming on the stage to give a report or to talk about their prepared speeches or table topics coming where, when they tell, let's give it a huge round of applause, it means a huge round of applause. If there are 18 people in the room, there are going to be 36 hands over here. So it's not 36 hands clapping, it's hardly 5 or 6 hands clapping. So always make a point that when they will tell, let's give a huge round of applause, let's give a thunderous applause, let's literally mean it. Because the moment you give a huge round of applause, it's like encouraging the speaker, motivating the speaker to do better. So I request everyone from now onwards, if they don't tell us a thunderous, let's make it thunderous. And let's motivate the person who's coming behind the lectern to speak positively and to have a better experience and the urge and the need to come back again behind the lectern. So with this, I would request everyone to please vote in the ballot. You have the people who haven't voted. I'm also one of them. So once I finish and go back to my place, I will vote. So I would request everyone to finish their voting. The ballots have been sent. So I hope my evaluation would have helped you guys to become more motivated, to come behind the lectern, improve as a speaker and be more better as a leader. On this note, I would like to hand over the charge back to the MC.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latha, for that very insightful general evaluation. Fellow Toastmasters, if any of you are thinking about any mistake that you made here today, or anything embarrassing that you said at the lectern, don't worry, because none of us remember it, because at the end of the day, it's actually not that bad.
That's not it.
With that, my time here is over. Back to the President, Toastmaster Shuba.
Fellow Toastmasters, there are those meetings when you say, okay, we could have done better today. And I mean, we can always do better, there's always scope for improvement. But today was one such meeting where I felt, I want this to happen over and over again, right? Seriously, the quality of those speeches today, the table topics responses, especially our MTG role takers, Toastmaster Latha, Toastmaster Apoorva, a couple of the most active people, and they've done these roles few times before, and today, it felt like you had taken a chisel and molded them, and they have done their roles far better than when they used to do it earlier. So very proud of them and proud of each and every role taker here, especially the TAPG role takers. A couple of them asked me for table topics. One of them didn't want a table topic. It shows you how much they are interested in taking part, right? And this is all that is needed. We need members who are interested in taking part. Come forward, we will celebrate you, we will ensure that you get what you want from these meetings. It's that simple. You have to attend, take part, it's not that deep. So, getting into the winners of today's meeting, start with the best role taker, TAPG. Well, okay. Someone who did a comprehensive job, looking at everything in detail. You can tell she's worked hard to prepare that report. Goes to our Grammarian Toastmaster Jia. Toastmaster Jia just told me that she wasn't expecting it. Toastmasters is where you expect the unexpected. Right? When I first saw this person, speaking about the best role taker MTG, right, I never expected her to become such a reliable and such an efficient member and such an asset to the club today. It goes to our debutant MC, Toastmaster Shreya, best role taker. Best table topic speaker for today. It's an amazing pie chart. Counter Strike or Dota, whatever you're addicted to. One day you can get a table topic ribbon talking about that. Goes to Toastmaster Chetan. Best evaluator for today. I will run out of adjectives to describe this person as an evaluator. I'll just say it goes to Toastmaster Raj. And the best speaker for today. 3 amazing speeches today. I know that all 3 of you have put in amazing effort, but there can only be one winner. So, and this pie chart tells me that there's been a good competition today. So the best speaker for today, with a slight margin, it goes to the person who spoke so deeply about remote capabilities, and the topic went into such niche categories that it turned out to be a very meaningful speech. It goes to Toastmaster Anirudh. Congratulations to all the winners. Hope all of you have enjoyed our meeting today, and I close meeting number 1281.